never buy land where there is a court order called an inhibition put on that land. 2, check from the court record, is there an inhibition granted by the High Court? The agreements that you have, if you have not paid my brother the balance within the said timelines spelled out in that agreement, when that time passes, that agreement becomes dead. If you have a sale agreement, check the date you are supposed to complete payment, failure to which that sale agreement is not a sale agreement. It is a paper you are carrying. Welcome to Court Helicopter Explainer. We are on episode 8. This is an episode that is about land, and we are dealing with a question of buying land, a sale agreement. You have bought land, you went to the US, you don't complete to pay. Then you come later and find that the person you paid for deposit has already sold that land. Are you a victim? Very many Kenyans have unpaid amounts to the landowners. But yes, they have a sale agreement. What happens if you fail to do this? We dealt with a question about breach. This now falls under the term a breach of contract, a breach of agreement. We, Vivian, walked all the way to the Court of Appeal in Malindi and found a civil appeal number E013 of 2022. This is a judgment of Justice Murgor, Justice Laibuta, and Justice Ngenye, all of them judges of the Court of Appeal. What are brief facts about this matter? It's a very interesting matter. Why this case is very critical? When you buy land, we talked about the need to go to check for a root search. Have you bought land that has an inhibition? An inhibition is a legal document coming from court stopping the transfer, selling of a property. These are families, most of them, they are family people, either the wife or the relative. Somebody has a court order and an order called inhibition. That is taken to the land registry. But you are doing a sale agreement hoping that the land is there available. This is the case. This is what happened in this case. In paragraph 5, says the appellants pleaded that during the pendence of the suit, the first respondent, in disobedience of the inhibition orders dated 10th April 2014, issued by Mukunya J, Judge Mukunya, transferred the suit property to the second and third respondents. So, have you been transferred land against a court order without you knowing? This is an issue where the man sold land and yet there was an inhibition order. In paragraph 37, the judge looks at it and says, in the sale agreement, it was a requirement under clause 4 that the purchasers, in this case, would pay a deposit of 300,000 shillings. Clause 5 provided that the balance of Kenya shillings 600,000 would become payable within 90 days from the date of compliance. So, this is the issue. He was to pay the balance within 90 days. What did the judges look at? Upon service of the completion notice, it shall become a term of contract that the transaction shall be completed within 21 days of service. And in respect of such period, time shall be of essence. So he was supposed, once the completion documents are ready, he was to pay the balance of 900,000 shillings within 21 days. The judges in paragraph 46 are saying the failure to pay the balance of the purchase price within time rendered the agreement of no force and effect, and as a consequence, the agreement lapsed ipso facto. The agreements that you have, if you have not paid my brother the balance within the said timelines spelled out in that agreement, when that time passes, that agreement becomes dead. The judges have used a legal term, said the agreement lapsed ipso facto. It is a dead thing. It is a dead thing in the mortuary. People in this diaspora, my brothers and sisters in the UK, in the US, in Qatar, in Dubai, in Kenya, if you have not paid the full price, that agreement collapses ipso facto. It then follows that as at the time they pursued their complaint in court by filing this suit, the contract had long died and lapsed and could not be revived by trying to look for the court to assist. What did the judges make in the final orders in paragraph 61? Ultimately, we conclude that the appeal has no considerable merit, save for the order of setting aside the award of Kenya shillings 4 million as general damages and substituting therefore an order for an award of nominal damages in the sum of Kenya shillings 100,000 shillings. Justice A.K. Murgor, Judge of the Court of Appeal, Justice Dr. K. I. Laibuta, Judge of Appeal, and Justice Grace W. Ngenya Macharia, Judge of the Court of Appeal. This is a judgment delivered at Mombasa on the 5th day of December 2025. What are the lessons in this episode number 8? 1. Never buy land where there is a court order called an inhibition put on that land. 2. Check from the court record, is there an inhibition granted by the High Court? 3. Go to the land registry, check whether there is a court order called an inhibition over that land, because that land cannot be sold, that land cannot be. 4th, if you have a sale agreement, the sale agreement has 2 modes of payment. 1, you pay a deposit at the time of signing the agreement. That is the deposit. Normally, it is said upon execution of the agreement. Then, it goes that the balance to be paid after, within 90 days. And time is of essence. If you fail to pay within the timelines, my friend, that agreement is paper. it collapses ipso facto. It has no power to be enforced. 6, ensure you have enough money. Explanations that the bank did not approve my loan earlier, my employer did not give me a salary advance, my mother was unwell, my girlfriend died, my what, the courts will not look at it. This is the Court of Appeal decision. Can you go for the refund of the amount you have paid as a deposit? Check the agreement. The clause says you forfeit the deposit. Remember, anytime a sale agreement has been put, in the sale agreement, the owner cannot sell that land once there is a sale agreement. Whether Chinese comes with 100 million, so long as that sale agreement is there. So the deposit that you pay covers that time, the 3 months that the buyer cannot sell that land. It is a wake-up call that don't bring sale agreement to me to go to court that we entered this sale agreement before I left to the USA. We know we have a big following from the USA, the people in the diaspora. If you have a sale agreement, check the date you are supposed to complete payment, failure to which that sale agreement is not a sale agreement. It is a paper you are carrying. Lastly, ensure in a sale agreement you sign every page of the sale agreement. If you don't sign every page and they initialize all the other pages, you sign the last page, but you initialize, the landlord or the seller can put a new page with very funny clauses, and you will. Lastly, for land transaction, there must be a sale agreement. For land transaction, read, and lastly, get a competent lawyer, with a lot of knowledge on land matters. Get it. We thank you for being our loyal follower. We are targeting to reach greater heights together with you. We give free knowledge. We thank Vivian for having looked for this authority ascertaining.